Hello to everyone. As we are about to start our study today, is Spiritism Inspiring Lives? May all of us and all of those who are connected with us through the different channels which we are connected, and all of those in the spirit who are also with us, may we bring our attention to this moment, disconnected from the external experiences of today, calming our minds and hearts, harmonizing ourselves, observing and noting that we are all immortal beings, spirits, beings essentially of goodness and light and love, in this long journey of evolution, where we are all blessed with the divine God through His love, blessing us with infinite possibilities of renewal in every moment, in every day. And let's start our meeting expressing our gratitude for our existences, for all of those that are part in our journey, for everything that we have and don't have, our gratitude for the Spiritism in our existences, consoling us, bringing hopes to our experiences and challenges, renewing our understanding about ourselves, about life, about the diversity of experiences which we attract in order to learn, to evolve, to promote ourselves. Our gratitude towards the enlightened spirits who anticipated us, who are always with us through this study, helping every and each one of us in enlightening our reasoning so that we can change our concepts, actualize our thoughts, and therefore, as learners, feeling more empowered, more encouraged to face life, to face the experiences with happy hearts, although challenges they may be sometimes that we are facing in a natural way, and with the blessings of the enlightened spirits upon every and each one of us, we start our study today. So may everyone feel very welcome again to our study today, always on Wednesdays, Spiritism Inspiring Lives. Our study is interactive. All of those who may be with us through our YouTube, Facebook channel, or web Rádio Fraternidade, feel free to interact with your questions, with your participation, as spiritually we are all in the same environment, in the same room. Today's theme, where we are about to reflect, is Reveal Yourself. Today is me and Severine, and all of you who are joining us. Thais, through her father's death, went back to Brazil for a while. Reveal yourself. This is a message from the book Christian Agenda by the Spirit André Luiz. Let's see what we all can learn through his teachings or his appointments, considering where we are, renewing ourselves whenever is possible. He starts with the first paragraph saying us, in your daily struggles, do not demand politeness from your companion, demonstrate yours. Let's explore what do we think that André Luiz is inviting us to learn here. The first question that came to my mind is, do we all have struggles in our daily existences? Yes or no? Yes, we do. Struggles is important that we decodify our understanding, our experiences, which we attracted, which we need in order to learn different new ways how we interact with ourselves in relation to situations which involves people's professional level, family level. So do not demand politeness. And then when he says do not demand politeness, my question is, why do we demand politeness from others? Do we know?
We would like to feel like respected.
I think it's more because we still, Severina, when we study through the Spirit's book, we still are full of pride and selfishness. Meaning that way we are very controlling and we demand that others should behave in a polite way with us, when in reality, quite often, we may not be behaving in that way. So as more as we gradually learn humbleness and charity, then we really will be the ones who constantly will be offering the politeness, even if others may not reply, and that's okay. Because again, we say, why is that? Why would we behave in that way? Because Jesus is our master and guide, helping us to promote our higher consciousness. So once we learn to love ourselves, to respect ourselves, to be polite and feel the consequences which are so beneficial to us, and understand really the one who loves more is less in need of be loved by others. That is what our master is teaching us for more than 2000 years. So as more as we look within our own limitations, our own shadows, and in a loving way, we choose to overcome them, promoting us, enlightening them, then we, in our daily struggles, we will be choosing to be more polite, to be more forgiving, to be more charitable in our experiences. Is that making sense, Severina?
Yeah.
Do you have any thought to add that?
What came to my mind is when it says demonstrate yours. I think is this famous saying. I don't know if Gandhi was first who said that. No, Mandela, be the one. If you want to see the changes in the world, be the one to show it and start it from yourself. I think
Precisely. So we can even explore then here which kind of politeness in terms of actions, in terms of behavior, we can already demonstrate. I mentioned forgiveness is one way. What else?
I was thinking about just everyday communication when you refer to other person and um,
To be more
also
gentle, you mean?
yes
Yes.
when you talk to another with the respect and when you send them not send them good thoughts but when you think in when you see the person in a positive light. I think that also helps to
Yes, that helps
change
ourselves.
the dynamic.
That is a very positive point, because for us to see the other in a positive light, that means that we need to enlighten us, that we see us as immortal beings, children of God, beings essentially of goodness. Therefore, we also project that onto others. That's correct. Be more charitable, and then we understand that charity is to be more benevolent towards everyone, to be more indulgent, to be more forgiving, as I mentioned, to be more tolerant, to be more friendly, and not to be so easily so sensitive about what people say, because they are imperfect as we also are. But again, I will reinforce, as more as we expand the divine law within, less we will be affected by the shortcomings of others. That is what Andrea Louise is showing, is inviting us here to demonstrate our politeness. Sometimes silencing when we feel that we are really the aggressiveness or whatever comes up, silence as a free choice, so that we can control ourselves and talk to ourselves that now our goal, our aim is to learn to be centered, and it's no longer to be engaging in these peripheral ways of communicating. And when I say communication, it's not only through words, because we can communicate also when we think, when we feel. So a deeper level of perception, and how much good we can throughout the day in these struggles, which are experiences, practice in our existences. And then Andrea Luis goes on saying, referring to good deeds, do not await collaboration. Before else, uh, before, where it says collaboration, be the first to collaborate. What are we invited to develop here?
I think what comes to my mind is like be the testimony. So like you be the example, and then they will follow you. Um, I think with collaboration is when you do not expect people to exactly be first polite, then reach to you, then you may start working with them. Um, I know somebody said something that spontaneous collaboration is a blessing. Don't remember,
It
it
is
was
a
a man.
blessing. Why is a blessing, Severina? Spontaneous collaboration means, as Joana de Angelis teaches us, is a sign of awareness, a sign that we are awake, spiritually speaking, a sign that we know what is the purpose for us to be on earth. And as more as we follow the instructions of the enlightened spirits, we do know that our purpose to be on earth is to serve the good. Doesn't matter if it's at home, at work, in the community where we are. Is serving, is practicing detachment from these needy aspects of us. So when I think in that direction, I actually become aware what the gospel according to Spiritism teaches us, that the work is Christ's work, and we are the workers, the students who are learning with the possibility to freely and spontaneously choose ourselves to collaborate. So, as more we are awake, more we are wherever we are. Can I help here? Can I be doing a good? Even if it's not necessary to say, I will be doing it through the actions, but it comes from our heart, which is moving towards the goodness of all. Because love is goodness in movement, as we again learn with Joanna de Angelis. And that is beautiful, because as more as we give in terms of goodness, in terms of collaboration, more we have. We only have what we give in goodness. I quite like always that reference.
Yes, just I remember regarding to first, like the demonstrate politeness. Um, Vanessa Anceloni mentioned once how she cope with situations when there is, let's say, someone you don't like, and you sometimes you have troubles to even have the good thoughts. She said, imagine that next to this person is standing his guardian angel. You will never say anything rude to the person in front of the guardian angel. And I actually um, practiced this little bit
You
after.
feel ashamed, isn't it?
Exactly, and it worked in my case.
Yeah.
Actually, that
Oh,
I think
good.
that was very nice.
Good. Sometimes what helps as well is for us through a self-education process to imagine the ones that perhaps I don't like because it's my problem, that I can start to change that within. Imagine that the other person is the child of God as much as I am and is loved by God as much as I'm loved. That also helps to shift gradually. But each one of us uses the resources that best fits us at the moment. Andrea Dominguez, good evening. Feel welcome also to participate and engage with us here. And then Andrea Luis carries on saying, in trivial tasks, do not demand the effort of others. Show your own goodwill. What do we have examples of trivial tasks? We can easily go back to homes. At home is a lab for us to train our moral values, isn't it?
Similar.
So, what would be trivial tasks? Let's say, do the dishwork, do the washing,
Yeah, putting the shoes away.
put the shoes away in the right place, hang up the clothes, make the bed.
But
This,
well, in the case of moms, should demand from the children the effort to do the trivial task.
I think the mums and dads, they have a mission with children because they are all these spirits who come back in a new body with a new opportunity to be conditioned in a new way. Mums and dads has the responsibility to condition their children in a healthy, ethical way. So teaching them new ways, but also for them or for us to teach our children, sorry, we need to be the first ones who give examples to them. It's not screaming at them, is teaching, is telling them as many times as we need. And above else, I would say this new generation is not only telling them right and wrong, do this here and there, but is explaining because they do not accept easily when you just say do that. But if you explain it in a loving way, in a rational way, and explain the why is that good for them, that is easier for them to take in. But yes, mom and dads have the duty to help these spirits who are coming back, who go through the infancy on the biological level, for them to condition and learn in the easy ways what can facilitate them later on, the correct way to collaborate, to assist each other, to understand that we are here to learn to be friendly with each other. So it's no longer it's only me, it's only you, but what can we do together? Brotherhood, that is fundamental, that we always bear in mind. And developing goodwill. Goodwill comes from the heart. When we have bad will, we are very selfish and very prideful. But when we develop goodwill, we are already more humble. We conquer that a bit more and more charitable, more willing to cooperate. And that also can be expanded by all of us in our daily existences. Why is that? Because no one on earth is already complete in any kind of virtue value. We all are developing them. Betania, hello, feel welcome. Also can enjoy in our study today. And then we carry on with André Luiz, and he says, in jobs that require understanding, do not ask your neighbor to rise to your level. Learn to descend to his and help him. How is that coming to us? What are we learning here?
How I understand this is that, let's say, somebody very educated professor is talking to his neighbor who maybe is just a simple a worker, not highly educated. And how I understand this, that for during the conversation, the professor should not, for example, expect this worker to rise to his level and talk in the same academic language. He should humbly, without making the other person feel inferior, um, try to speak in the same level as him, just so the person does not feel, you know, down or.
So again, Severina, would we be right in saying that Andrea Luiz is inviting us to learn to be humble? That is the first lesson.
Exactly.
We still all are in need to learn to be humble. And because we all are under the law of society, which means we are interacting with other people, could be in our homes, with our families, in our jobs, in our companies, in our communities where we are relating with each other, humbleness. As more humble we are, bigger are our hearts in terms of love. Less we have the need to feel superior than others. More we have the need to embrace us within brotherhood. We are here to cooperate with each other. So that is really what helps us here, not to think that we are, because we have a certain profession or we are in a certain transitory position, that we are better than others. The one who loves more is the one who can descend easily and can engage easily with the different degrees of evolution of brothers and sisters which walk with us. And then again, when performing Christian duties, do not wait for outside resources to fulfill them. The best thing that you can give to good works is your own heart. What is André Luiz teaching us here? Renew yourselves is the title today. What can we renew within?
um, how I see it is like they often say in at work. This is like mind your own business and keep and focus on your work. My manager also described. I liked it. He said, roll your own boat. Don't look all the people around." So I don't know. That's what came to my mind. Um,
Okay, so could we also say he is not written, but between lines, could we also say that André Luiz is helping us to reflect, stop complaining about each other, stop lamenting, stop slandering, just go there and do it with your good heart. That again is a privilege when we are waking within and see the opportunities that the universe offers to us for us to practice goodness. It is a privilege to be in positions where we can exercise goodness within, where we can practice the good heart. So it changes completely the situation when we focus within ourselves and connect with the self, with the essence, with the divine within us. The other is still with the other. but never neglect the opportunity when we can when we can do goodness from our heart. Yeah. And then Andrea Luis carries on saying to us, in the ordinary dealings of life, do not wait for others to review their excellent qualities. Express the elevated gifts that you already possess. My question would be, which kind of elevated gifts do we already possess? Any idea?
I'm just thinking in the ordinary being with life. Um, like as well, how I understand, I keep analyzing to my office work job when there are lots of people with different skills, and often one is waiting for another to do the job. So let's say something can happen or project can go on. How I understand is to just do the best to your own ability, um, evolve yourself and learn without really expecting others to, to do the job.
Okay, let's go back to the moral level. When Andrea Luis says, do not wait for others to reveal their excellent qualities. Express the elevated gifts that you possess already. Excellent qualities. He is here referring also about our virtuous values. Express the elevated gifts that you already possess. Which elevated virtuous values that we already possess or we choose to train and practice? Which higher potentialities of the soul we can choose to exercise in our daily experiences? Then we may say sometimes, surely always humbleness, because as we learn in the Spirit's book, we still are very prideful and selfish. So humbleness, constantly, we are invited to practice and exercise more. Charity as well. I would also say in their interaction, be more patient, which is another high potential of the soul. Be more tolerant, be more forgiving, be more persistent in doing good. Doesn't matter if other people are not doing, do or bit consciously, then we are cooperating in building the good for everyone. We are cooperating consciously in building a better society for tomorrow, where we are now blessed in being a physical body through the reincarnation process, and be here to assist and cooperate with enlightened spirits building, developing this new society where let's say goodness prevails more. I think we all want to inhabit this world, isn't it? But we also learn for us to inhabit there, we need to put effort into to build that reality. And Andrea Luis carries on, in every earthly creature there exists light and shadow. Allow your own nobility to become notable, in order that the nobility of others may come to join you. What do we learn here? Do we agree with Andrea Luis that all of us, as spirits, as we are immortal beings in this stage of evolution where we find ourselves, we all still are dealing with light and shadows within ourselves? Yes or
Yes,
no?
is he
Yes, we
now,
all still, yeah. Carry
is
on,
he
please.
teaching us here to be humble again?
Say it again. I didn't
Is
get
he
that.
teaching us here in this passage again to be humble?
Precisely, precisely. Humbleness is required for us to recognize our own shadows so that we stop blaming others for what we feel, how we feel, what we think. Humbleness is required also to perceive the light within so that we become aware that deep down within we are essentially beings of goodness, especially in those moments that we may think, oh my God, I'm so disastrous or whatever, may always also come to our minds that we are essentially beings of goodness. And the journey of evolution, where we are all training our free will, training our willpower, training our responsibilities, which are the potentials, the higher potentials of the soul, we are gradually advancing in this self enlightenment project which we embraced in the spiritual world before coming back here to earth. Earth for us is our school temporarily where we are learning now. And once we have ownership of our shadows, we will not project them on others, and we will also learn gradually the self-control process through the self-education that we freely engage as teachers of ourselves, let's put it like that. Always bear in mind that the greatest master is Jesus, and his methodology that he's offering to us is through self-love. Self-love is embracing our own project that we are progressing and evolving, and learning freely, choosing to be better today than we were yesterday, and tomorrow better than we have been today. So in all my shadows, in all our limitations that we have throughout the day, we can examine throughout the day, or we can examine on the end of the day how we handled, how we engaged with ourselves, taking responsibilities for our shortcomings and freely be engaging in addressing them, so that we start the next moment or the next day with a different proposal to invest in our development. We are essentially beings of goodness. The message today is renew yourself. We are all in a process of constant renewal, at least what we are invited to do. Surely we have our free will, we can choose to be stagnated, but once we are more awake, we will perceive the immensity of opportunities that the universe presents to us on a daily basis for us to renew us in our ideas, our concepts, our belief systems, renewing our emotions through responsibility towards whatever we feel, choosing that anger or irritation or violence may no longer suit us. So we own it, but we choose gradually not to validate that anymore. And in that way, we are renewing ourselves, renewing the way that we perceive ourselves, we perceive others, we perceive the experiences with a look full of hope and consolation. We are not on earth to suffer. We are on earth in order to learn, to promote us furthermore. So we all still have struggles. We all still have some days that are more challenging than others, but that is part of the natural phenomena of evolution as immortal beings as we are. And in that way, we are coming to the end of our time today. And I would invite you all for us to be together. Join us in the final prayer, joining our hearts and minds with the feelings of love within, giving thanks to these unique, enlightened moments in our existences, giving thanks to the spiritual benefactors who have been assisting us and inspiring us, ourselves and all of those who are with us, incarnates and all of those in spirit. We also give thanks for the Spiritism in our existences, which expands our vision, our understandings, even about our struggles and challenges, revealing to us they are experiences which we attracted in order to expand our knowledge, our wisdom, our capacity to love more ourselves and others. So in that way, let's we all choose freely and spontaneously to love much more than we did yesterday, to be willing to be more forgiving, to be willing to be more tolerant, to be willing to cooperate for the good of all, understanding that is our duty while we are on earth, submitting ourselves towards the will of God, towards the will of love, the greatest love which guides us all, today and always. So be it. Wishing you much peace, and also inviting those who want to join us later on tonight in our Portuguese study, Evangelho e Mediunidade at 8 p.m. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, I hope to see you all next Wednesday, where we will not have our normal study, but we have the presence of our friend from Brazil, Henrique Passos, who already joined us previously. He will be with us facilitating this study with the team Universal Fraternity. So may we all join through the channels that we are always connected. And otherwise, I wish you well, much peace. Have a good night, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye bye.